This person has a hedge fund that made over $100 billion during his 30-year career with nearly 40% annual return. The greatest trader in the history of modern finance, Jim Simons. How did he achieve this? What was his method? In Simons' spare time, he researched the world of global finance, and he looked at the stock market the same way he looked at math, as an abstract intellectual system. He developed a model which considered moves in stocks themselves rather than looking at the outside context.
People would ask me, what's a hedge fund? And I say, 2% fixed fee and 20% of profits. Hedge funds are all different kind of creatures.
Rumor has it you charge slightly higher fees than that.
Charge higher fees, yeah. We charged the highest fees in the world at one time. 5 and 44.
5 and 44.
Yeah,
you still made your investors spectacular amounts of money.
We made good returns, yes. People got very mad at my investors. How can you charge such high fees? I said, okay, you can withdraw, but no. How can I get more was what the, but how can I get more? But at a certain point, as I think I told you, we bought out all the investors because there's a capacity.
If you copied Jim in 1988 with $100, today it would be worth over $7 million.
It's what's called machine learning. You find things that are predictive. You test it out on long-term historical data. There aren't elaborate equations, at least not for the prediction part, but the prediction part is not the only part. You have to understand costs. That's important. And then you have to understand how to minimize the volatility of the whole assembly of positions that you have. And that last part takes some fairly sophisticated applied mathematics. It's mostly statistics, some probability theory. It's a big computer model, but it can't manage an enormous amount of money. You're going to end up pushing the market around too much. So it's kind of a sweet spot as to how much it's reasonable to manage. My algorithm has always been, you get smart people together, you give them a lot of freedom. They didn't know anything about finance. Someone with a PhD in physics, astronomy, or in mathematics, or in statistics, and was interested in applying his mind to modeling markets and making money. There's something called the efficient market theory, which says there's nothing in the data, let's say price data, which will indicate anything about the future, because the price is sort of always right. The price is always right in some sense. But that's just not true. So there are anomalies in the data, even in the price history data. For one thing, commodities especially used to trend, not dramatically trend, but trend. So if you could get the trend right, you'd bet on the trend, and you'd make money more often than you wouldn't, whether it was going down or going up. That was an anomaly. Gradually, we found more and more and more and more anomalies. None of them is so overwhelming that you're going to clean up on a particular anomaly, because if they were, other people would have seen them. So they have to be subtle things. And you put together a collection of these subtle anomalies, and you begin to get something that will predict pretty well. We take in terabytes of data a day and store it away and massage it and get it ready for analysis. Any one anomaly might be a random thing. However, if you have enough data, you can tell that it's not. But these things fade after a while. Anomalies can get washed out, so you have to keep on top of the business. And
so these different predictive schemes can be really quite wild, quite unexpected. I mean, you look at everything, right? You look at weather, length of dresses, political opinion.
Length of dresses we didn't try, but...
what sort of things?
Well, everything except hem lengths, I have to say. Weather, annual reports, monthly, quarterly reports, the historic data itself, volumes, you name it, whatever there is.
Think outside the box. What else could be considered? Have you ever wanted to copy the most profitable algorithms or create your own and charge a performance fee all in one app? Stay tuned. We're going to introduce the Amazon of the investment world soon. And by joining the waitlist, you'll be awarded with InvestX tokens at launch, and we'll be expanding to offer these features so you can do it all. We're also giving away a ton of money, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and stay engaged with our content to learn how you can win. Welcome to the future of investing.